Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Thrifty Business. I'm your one host, Jason Thrifts, and with me twice the fun, two hosts tonight, Matt and Aaron, Pete Treasures. How the heck are you guys?
Hi, doing good.
Fantastic.
What's going on? Good to see you guys. We got a great show tonight, and a lot of people are excited. A lot of people want to talk about our topic tonight, so let's not hesitate. Let's introduce our guest for this evening, shall we? Now it's time for Jay's Tiki Talk. Each week, I drink a different rum out of a different tiki mug and try and match it up to my guest. And our guest tonight is Shannon Matson. Hello, Shannon. How are you?
Hi. How you doing?
We are great. And tonight with Shannon, we are talking Halloween. And why are we talking Halloween in July? Because Shannon was nice enough to make a post on the Thrifting Board. Just let everyone know, hey, Halloween stuff is selling right now. And Shannon loves selling it. So I'm like, hey, let's talk about that. Because I got to imagine most people are like, okay, I got this Halloween stuff, but I'm going to wait till October. And you're going to be like, no. So I wanted to be awesomely creative for the mug and the rum tonight. So you and I were talking about the big giant skeletons from Home Depot. So I had to pull out my Bones rum.
Awesome.
And all of you have seen coconut tiki mugs. Here is what you would expect from a coconut tiki mug. This is the normal coconut. Tonga Hut in Palm Springs went one level next. So it's basically like you don't have the shell, you have the meat. And then for Halloween, they did this.
I've seen that one. Love it.
So nice. I had to pull that out. As soon as Shannon said she has to be on the show, I'm like, I know what mug I'm drinking out of. So cheers, Shannon. Thanks for being on.
Thank you.
All right. I saw you guys drinking out of the Hitchhiking Ghosts, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Haunted Mansion.
Or the guys from
Nightmare Before Christmas.
That's what
Nightmare. Oh, sorry. My camera is blocking it. Yeah.
Pumpkin
rum. Nice.
There we go.
Pumpkinhead.
And I've got the
Camo
Pumpkin King. He's on a little thing of pumpkins, and he's got a little butt. My favorite part.
And what you got, Shannon? You got a cool tiki mug there?
Nope. I got water.
Well, I got that
too.
Hot. By the way, Shannon's in Texas. The boys are in Texas. So you guys, you guys are having the same weather, I'm sure. So,
yep.
Yeah, hot.
All right, Shannon, sit back, relax, and we'll see you in a little bit.
Okay. See you soon.
Now we do have a live studio audience. So before we jump in, I do want to show our live studio audience. So if there is any point in tonight where Aaron cannot continue for whatever reason, I have the exact facsimile of Aaron sitting right here. Aaron's brother Andrew. Yay!
Hey everybody, I'm so excited to be here.
So don't screw up, Aaron, or I'm just gonna hand the mic right over here.
Dang, that's pressure.
I know, isn't that pressure? So yes, welcome everybody. Thanks for tuning in, and let's get right to our first segment because we've got so much good stuff to share. And now it's time for our scores of the week. These are the items that you should be on the lookout for when you're out thrifting.
All right, so we have talked about Villeroy Bach before. We actually sold 3 of these to the same person, so we made $81 off of 3 mugs. I know, so be on the lookout for Villeroy Bach, and we have never seen that pattern before.
Timbuktu.
Yeah.
Where'd you find them?
You got them actually, right?
Yeah, I found them just at one of our little local honey holes for like $1.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So this is on our, it wasn't a huge profit, but it has a fun story. It's going to some Paramount Studio prop department. We don't know what it's going to be in, but super fun. We got it last year when we were in Santa Fe, and I actually thought they would go for more, but I think they're pretty common, but I just like the story that went with it.
Oh, heck yeah. One day you're going to be watching a movie and be like, hey, that's our cups.
Exactly, hopefully.
Look at that jacket. Dang. Whoops.
Yes. So Matthew found this at an estate sale, right? Mm-hmm. For like $10. And it was one of our first things we put on Depop, and it sold and got a lot of traction on Depop, but then it was returned because it didn't fit them. However, we raised the price and it sold for more. So I would consider that a score.
Yeah.
Who is this sexy beast of a model you got going on here?
We started hiring out, so. Yeah.
Do you guys pay well? Is there a good pay? Okay, look, I don't normally pay attention much to what I'm prepping for my guests and my co-hosts because I want to be surprised. But I saw this and I saw the price and I'm like, what is this stupid thing? And I couldn't figure it out. So what is this stupid thing for $80?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So I actually showed this when I was on talking about Bolo Beach, and it is a Cotton Colors Happy Everything. Basically, they have a line of cookie jars, and it just Velcros on. So the cookie jar can fit whatever holiday it is. And this is what, fishing season?
No, duck hunting season.
See, duck hunting season.
You know that holiday of duck hunting season.
And,
poultry murder, you know, that fun holiday.
Stick that on the cookie jar.
I'm just shocked. I'm like, it's this little 5-inch thing's $80.
They are so collectible, and because they release like 3 new ones a year, and then they disappear. They never make them again. So,
and we sold a cookie jar with the flamingo one before, and yeah, they can even go long. We were expecting actually 100 because there were none listed, none sold, but we only got it for like $2 at St. Vincent.
Yeah,
no, it's ceramic, but it's really, really thin. That has this special Velcro. Maybe it's hook and latch. I don't know if it's actually.
No, it's actually Velcro.
Well, it says Velcro right there, and the little.
There we go.
The little copyright.
Yep, sure can.
So yeah, look out for those. I mean,
crazy.
If I didn't know what they were, I would have passed that up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I would have never even glanced at that.
Yep.
All right, so. As all of us, those of us who thrift clothes, we always run into something that we bought that we didn't realize it was dirty as it was. We throw it in a pile. Next thing you know, you have like this mountain of thrifted goods that you probably should be washing. This was that hat. I thrifted this hat like 2 years ago, and it had a little bit of staining, so we threw it in the wash, came out clean, sold within the first 3 hours.
Nice.
And the price was right. I mean, that we'd seen some other solds, and it was always in the $38 to $40 range. So it wasn't like we underpriced it, but this is good proof to get your stuff washed and get it up, because it went from just sitting in a pile in my laundry room to $40 like that.
Exactly. Nice.
I love Chili Willy.
Yay! Gay Ken Barbie sold really quick. I've had this forever, so it's not. I mean, technically, it wasn't Gay Ken, but it was Earring Magic Ken, and you know, it's Gay Ken. So I had this forever, and Stacy took over my office when I left, and I haven't actually cleaned it out all the way. So she's like, I could have some more shelves. So one day I just went in and grabbed the stuff on a shelf, and I'm like, oh, I should probably list this. It's new in the box, but the box the plastic did get yellowed. So I didn't get as much as I would have liked based on the ones that didn't have yellow plastic, but still I got 60. I think we took an offer of $60. And I paid $4.99 at Savers.
Love that.
Did you pick that just because we were on?
No, just sold last week. So
it
was just a happy gay accident. It was all
Love that. That's what my mom calls me.
the fact that a man is wearing one. That's the magic part. All right. So just the nutty things that sell in the summer. This is a full Mérite and Francois Gerbeau denim coveralls. What? And someone, we did take a best offer of $100. It's a little lower than normal, but it was a quick turn. And so I'm going to start working on turning my money a little bit quicker. So I'm like, all right, it's cool. I paid $6 at $6.99 at Buffalo Exchange and $100, and it's on its way to Canada.
That's awesome.
Wow. You'd be the coolest kid.
All right. So most of you probably saw this, but this was my first ever party suit, and thanks to the Thrifting Board, I know what a party suit is. Now, I knew enough to buy it because I thought it was cool, but when we were starting to write up, my assistant's like, this doesn't seem like a real flight suit. It's more like an Elvis jumpsuit, because on the legs, do we get a good shot of the legs? Oh, did she not zip them open? Oh yeah, there we go. Look at that. That's so Elvis right there.
That's so cool.
So when I asked the Thrifting Board, what do I got here? Right away, a couple members who have their own party suits, because they were in the Air Force, told me it was a party suit. So it's something you wear to functions after you're out of the military. And when you're going to kind of like an Air Force function, you're not wearing your full-on uniform. You're wearing your party suit.
That's cool. I didn't
So
know.
we're going to talk about it a little bit later in a different segment. So I'm going to explain what I paid and where I found it. But look what it sold for. $787. And I will tell you this part of the story. I started the bidding at $200. Someone offered me $250. I countered with $5 and they declined it. I'm so glad they declined $500.
Heck yeah.
Wow.
You know, I'm like, phew. So please, you've never seen a party suit before. Learn it, love it, know it, go find them. Now, they're not everywhere. Let me tell you, it's not a common thing. But as you can see, the amount of money that is involved is pretty substantial.
That's awesome.
And now it's time for our CD and cassette scores of the week. And as always, we start with flipping cassettes. Okay, so I wanted to share 2 new cassettes because I bought them new from Disney, and then I put them together and made an attractive 1-2 lot. So Disney Music Emporium was running a sale. So I'm like, you know what? People sell the awesome mixtape number 1 for like $10 and number 2 for like $10. What if you put them together? Made the customer easy to buy both in one shot. Oh, hey, you get $30. And I got 3 other sets waiting to go. So I just keep hitting relist.
Nice.
So this is new cassettes. I bought them new from Disney and sold them for more than I paid. So cassettes are awesome.
They're hot.
They are hot, and so is... All right, boys, you know who George Hatcher is?
No, I don't.
Well, neither do I. But, this is why I wanted to show this example tonight. I have no clue who George Hatcher is, but I have been selling records for a friend, and there are 2 specific things about this record that if your record you're going to list has, you need to call it out in the title. The first thing is this orange strip on the side. It's a Japanese import. This is called the OBI, O-B-I. So if your CD has it, if your record has it, if your cassette has it, you want to call it out because collectors want to know if the OB is there. Obviously, you can see it, but keywords, you definitely want it. Mm-hmm. And when a record opens, it's called gatefold. And so some records are released in multiple versions, and oftentimes there'll be a gatefold version and not a gatefold version. So you want to call it out. And I actually got to talk to my assistants because gatefold's 1 word. I just realized they put it as 2 words. So, yeah. So you can sell music that you have no clue about, as long as you know how to research. But these are important terms to know if you are selling records.
Yeah.
But enough of that nonsense. Let's get to where the big money is. And now we go from flipping cassettes to flipping CDs. What is this?
It's just a story told by Sigourney Weaver.
Oh, boy.
Would I have ever picked it up? No, I just scanned it and it sold. So yay!
And that's the best thing. Once you learn how to scan, it's great. Rich, keywords in title for sure, and then I think we do repeat it down in the description. That way, the customer knows for sure the OB's there. It's a gatefold, even though their eyes tell them it is. It's got to be redundancy. Ooh, nice. Look at that.
Ooh.
Now, have you guys sold the Gaga album yet, or you just know the worth? Let me know, because I am excited for you. Okay. Since we're talking a little bit of Halloween, Danzig's always kind of a horror artist. Danzig, or he was in, good Lord.
Was he in the Sex Pistols? No.
No. My brain hurts. Misfits, thank you.
Oh, Misfits.
And Sam Hain. So this was a Danzig record that Amoeba was Danzig CD that Amoeba was nice enough to tell me it was out of print and only charged me $10. So then I took it and sold it for $50 on Amazon.
Nice.
I like that.
And then we're gonna go totally left field. Phil Lesh, who's from the Grateful Dead, so totally the opposite of Danzig. Picked this up at an estate sale for $1.25 and sold it for $50.
Nice.
How about this CD that was $30, but I sold it for $100? So the Desert Sessions is a conglomerate of artists started by Josh Homme. You might not know Josh Homme's name, but he is the lead singer of Queens of the Stone Age. And so they've done all these Desert Sessions where these different artists come in, and they don't really say, hey, it's me and Bjork. And they're just like, it's just the Desert Sessions. So it's highly collectible. Not a lot of people know about it, but I knew $30 was way too cheap. And as you can see, it was. Sold it for $100. Now, usually I stop at 4 CDs, but I did want to point out, unfortunately, the original drummer of Slipknot died 2 days ago. His name was Joey Jordison. He was an amazing drummer. And I had some Slipknot stuff waiting to get listed. And so when someone passes, now's the time to list it. So I got this for $1, sold the first one right away for $49.79, and I sold this Slipknot for $100.
Wow, nice.
So,
Isn't there a special track that is on one of the CDs? I remember on your webinar there was
look at you being a good little student because, well, come back here. Oh, what am I doing here? There we go. Yeah, it's these two tracks right here. So it's Frail Limb Nursery and Purity. If you have a Slipknot CD with Frail Limb Nursery and Purity, you have the CD that got pulled because they wrote music about a short story they were told they were allowed to write about. And then when it came out, the author said, I didn't give you permission. And so they had to pull the CD back, yank those songs off. So Purity and Frail Limb Nursery. So write that down. If you know nothing else about Slipknot, look for that.
Can I make a comment about? I want to make a comment of the Art Pop album that who said Traveling Salvation. So that Art Pop album actually is worth more because it was the original one that had R. Kelly's track "Do What You Want with My Body," and with all the controversy with R. Kelly. So if you have an Art Pop CD or an album that has, "Do What You Want," you can add that to your listing, kind of like that Slipknot CD.
I don't usually get little bonus nuggets of musical information from my live audience, so you can come back anytime. That was awesome. All right, so that was my CDs for the week. Am I forgetting something?
Hey, wait! Hold up! Don't forget about me!
Whoops! Now it's time for Stacy's Budget Bin Scores. All right, Stacy's normal average is $1 budget bin score into 15. How about this one? $1 into 50.
Good job. Wow, Stacy.
So if you're not studying the budget bin, look what you're leaving behind. I can't believe this was $1, and it was sealed. There's a lot of good Hawaiian music that is out of print, hard to find. But man, what record store puts a sealed CD for $1? I'm like, all right, cool. So that little scribble of Stacy's initials, and thank you. I didn't even tell her that she pulled out a $50 thing this week, so I got to tell her. She'll be very excited.
Yeah.
And now it's time for our duds of the week. Do not let our mistakes be yours.
All right. So, video games sell, but this just wasn't a lot of profit and it sat for a while, but we didn't pay anything for it because wasn't it your game a long time ago?
Yeah.
So that's why it's a dud.
But this comes with drums, or did back in the day, like little taiko drums. Those sell really well, but the actual physical copy of PlayStation 2 didn't do much.
Yeah.
So. That's it.
It's a sale.
Yeah, at least it's a sale.
And this actually sold for less. It sold for $8. So we like to sell this chair webbing, and we've sold a lot of it, but I think we only had one of them, and I think they sell better in lots. So that's maybe why it sold. I mean, that's probably why it sold so cheaply. And, someone has to find that particular color that they want. And also, they've started coming out with, like, re-releases of those. Not re-release, but they've kind of, revamped chairs like that. So maybe that made the market go down a little bit. Who knows? But I'm still going to pick them up.
Now, again, it's sold, so at least your dud sold. Let me talk about my dud, because it was a score 2 weeks ago. I sold this Easy Top book for $100. And the book I knew had water damage, but the pages were all free of each other and would open up. So you can see the water damage right there.
Oh.
Okay, now I have never done this to any book I've ever sold. So I was caught off guard when the customer sent it back. Okay, so here's page 53, and let's go like 20 pages later. Hey, here's page 53. Yeah, this book's a hot mess.
What?
So I have never once said, let me see if every page is here. So when they told me that, I'm like, what? Now the real bummer is Dusty Hill passed away. He's the bass player of this band. Rest in peace, Dusty. The customer sent the book back in too small an envelope. It wasn't all this wrinkled up. So even with the error, I could have resold it this week, but now my $100 book is just a big pile of waste. So that's my big ass dud for the week.
Dang.
Oh, such a bummer. But yeah, when your customer says, "Hey, the pages are all out of whack." I mean, I really thought they were out of whack. I'm like, "Oh no, they were very truthful."
Yeah.
Those numbers don't work right.
That's weird. Yeah.
And now it's time for Where in the World Did Our Stuff Go? If you are not shipping internationally, you are leaving out 7.3 billion with a B potential customers. Is this a plush bridge?
So we love selling plush, and yes, it is.
It's the golden.
What?
I love anthropomorphic things. So somebody in Germany wanted a little Golden Gate Bridge. And it sold well, and it sold fast, and obviously easy to ship. It's small. It's like this big. And yeah, it's just out of Frankfurt, Germany. So
Nice.
I don't know. It's cute.
Heather sold to Singapore this week. That's awesome. And I sold a Tory Richard leopard big cat Hawaiian shirt to Genoa, Italy.
Oh, nice.
But that one kind of makes sense because, I'm Italian and I know my Italian cousins. This is the kind of douchey shirt they would wear. So, except it would normally be a little shinier.
A little more polyester.
But hey, that's why we ship everywhere, because you never know when someone in Genoa, Italy is like, you know what I need? I need a Tory Richard big cat Hawaiian shirt. That's what I need right now. So yeah, it's on its way to Europe as we speak.
Cheers.
And now it's time for You Have Got to Be Shipping Me. What to do and what not to do when it comes to shipping. Ooh, someone shipping dishes.
I know. So we ship a lot of dishware and things like that, but we sell a lot of singles. And I have found that single plates are such a waste of space with packing. So I kind of use a little bit of my knowledge from you and made it my own. This is like the Bolo method for a plate. We take a
FOMO, you mean?
I mean FOMO. God, there's so many O's. The FOMO method that you do with mugs. But we take a regular box, flat box, wrap the plate up all nice and snug, how you would with bubble wrap and tissue paper. Then I stick it into the box that's not put together. So it's like a little envelope. Tape it down on the sides, throw some bubble wrap around it, throw it in a bag, and we have had no issues so far, and it saves so much on shipping. So
good job. And good job, everyone in the chat who sold to the UK and Russia, Canada, Australia, Chile, and Singapore. Good job, everybody. It's good to see you. Now we've got to get the rest of you converted who are still too afraid. Okay, so this, I'm like, I even have a misspelling in this title. I just realized. So this customer said, hey, I want to buy a bunch of your records. And none of these records, well, some of these records go together, but as a whole, they don't go together. So it was a very odd purchase. Very odd. that one, the top middle, it's a cheesecake one. And it's like, music from the 50s. And there's Elton John. And then there's like death metal. And then there's like some experimental thing. Like, it's a weird combo. But my shipping tip is he reached out ahead of time, said, will you do combined shipping? And I said, absolutely. And so he told me the 7 that he wanted. I go, can we make it easy for both of us? Can I just make you a fresh listing for the 7? That way I don't got to figure it out and maybe have to refund and discount. And we came to an agreement of, because I gave him a little bit of a discount. I go, how about 177 for the records and 10 media shipping? He said, perfect. So I quickly whipped it up. That should say for Ratman, but it says Fro. But it's easier on you as the seller too. Like, you don't got to deal with, do I need to do refunds or send a fresh invoice? Boom. It took me 2 seconds to snap this picture. I didn't rewrite the whole thing. I just snapped that picture, these 7 records. He bought it right away. Happy customer. So save yourself a little bit of a headache. Yes, he was a very eclectic audiophile. I mean, he might be reselling somewhere, because even I have varied taste, but I never buy this variety together. It's such a weird, so, but he's a happy customer. I'm a happy seller because it was easy to do in one swoop.
Nice.
That's the best.
Yeah.
Is that
It'll be a weird night for him.
Yes, that lady is naked. Very much so. And now it's time for the Thrifty Tips of the Week. Little tips and tricks to help you out when you're outsourcing. Okay, what is going on here? This is Debbie Major graphic. I can't figure it out.
We haven't seen the graphic yet. I love it.
Is that me in the middle? I love it.
That's me.
Oh, it's you.
Okay.
So our thrifty tip is, how many times have you been out shopping and the one thing you want doesn't have a price tag on it? and you take it to somewhere, and then they won't price it for you or sell it to you. What we have figured out is if you need something priced, don't take it to the cashier. Don't take it to the register. Take it along with your other stuff and find an employee. If you find an employee and say, hey, I'm looking to buy all these things and this is on a price tag, they are 9 times out of 10 more likely to take it to the back and get it priced for you or price it right there for you than they are at the register. So if you really want it, find that employee.
Especially if like it's early in your shopping trip and you're like, hey, I'm still shopping. Can you price this real quick? So,
yep.
Yeah, the savers here used to be like, if it doesn't have a price tag, and I understand why people pull off tags, but I asked one day for a price on a bra. It wasn't even an amazing bra. And the girl goes, we can't price things at our price. I go, look at my shopping cart, because I was ringing out at this point. I have over $200 in here I'm about to give you. You think I'm trying to get you for one bra? Come on. Yeah. I go, I get your rules, but think about it for a quick second. She goes, oh, you're probably right. I'm like, yes, I'm not trying to stuff things in my clothes. I'm buying all this cart. So
yeah.
All right. So let's talk about this. Where did I find this $800 bill, basically?
I want to know.
Yes. Well, that's why I'm here to tell you. I found it at Buffalo Exchange in the Halloween section. I remembered it being $15, but when I wrote it down in my inventory, I wrote down $5, which seemed shocking to me. But even at $15, this person's family, whoever cleaned out this guy's clothes, sold this to Buffalo Exchange. So at $15, they were only given $7.50.
Wow.
Okay. Now, you might not know Buffalo Exchange. It isn't everywhere, but here's the map. So if you live in Arizona, California, Georgia, Illinois, Louisiana, Massachusetts, Minnesota, Missouri, Nevada, New Mexico, New York, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Texas, Virginia, or Washington, go hit it up, especially at Halloween time. That was on the rack, and not one person was looking at it except for me. And I was like, ooh, I turned that into $800. And I want to show you real quick how the bidding went at the end. It sat at $330 right till the end. Now, $330 would have been amazing. And I'm like, and I was actually hoping for $400. When I countered that guy's offer at $5, I was hoping to meet back at $4. Luckily, he declined. And so it sat at $330, and then with 6 seconds to go, look at that. 6 seconds.
Whoa.
It jumped into this range. And then with 3 seconds to go, it jumped right here. So all the action was at the end. And this goes to show you when you find something rare and you got bids on it, it's best to let it run its course. I've only ever seen it not work in the favor of the seller like twice in all the years I've been running groups. So let it run its course and get your money.
Nice.
That's really fun.
666. Happy Halloween.
There we go. And now it's time for our online selling tips of the week. It doesn't matter if you're selling on Etsy, Depop, Mercari, Poshmark, or eBay. These are little tips and tricks to help you when you're selling.
All right. Find and replace. This is something I had no idea existed, and it was a game changer. Changed, but see, even the dogs are excited about it. I was watching one of your store reviews of somebody's store, and you said something about something never needing to be in a listing. And
smoke-free home. Yeah,
smoke-free, pet-free home. And all of a sudden, in my brain, I said, that's in every one of our listings. How do I get that out? I've got to edit all of them. So I went over to the editing section, and I realized find and replace exists. What it is it will take an entire sentence, an entire paragraph, whatever you type in, it'll find that in all of your listings. And then you can type in what you would like to replace it with. So say you put free shipping for the first 2 years of your eBay life, and it was on every description note. You could go into this, type in free shipping. It would take it out, and you could type in whatever else you wanted to, international shipping available, and it would replace it with that on all your listings. So it's super helpful. Helps you not go through 1,000 listings in one day.
Man, I don't think I've ever used that. I don't think I've ever used that. Huh.
Really?
Thank you for the wonderful tip.
You're welcome.
All right. So we talk about when people pass away. We talked about Slipknot's drummer passing away. I had this listed for a while. Then the Indians announced their name change, and it sold that day. Not a coincidence. I guarantee it. So anytime something like that's in the news, so someone dies, someone pulls out of their competition in the Olympics, people are going to go buy their stuff. So if you have anything, when something hits the news, good or bad, life or death, get your stuff up. So this sold right away, and a bunch of other people in Thrifty Board sold their Cleveland Indian stuff too. So it is one of those things where people hear about it and they must go get it immediately.
Yes. What are they now? Cleveland
Guardians.
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 Yeah. Have you seen a mascot for that yet?
Not yet. So
that'll be exciting.
there's 2 big stone statues on a bridge leading up to the stadium. So I'm guessing it's gonna be one of those stone statues.
Gotcha.
And now it's time for Unseasonably Sold. What did you sell out of season? All right, we're about to talk Halloween, but we sold Christmas stuff.
Christmas in July, y'all. It was 12 days of Christmas. I look out for 12 days of Christmas things in general because people like that, especially if it's like a set. But this is Better Homes and Gardens. So, I mean, it was originally, I believe, sold at Walmart. And we have some salt and pepper shakers as well. Super heavy, but yeah, he spent a long time packing that thing. But $60, it was only about like $3. And this is the thing. I love looking at plates. That's one of my things. And stuff like this is always on the bottom shelf underneath a whole bunch of plates. So I don't know. I look out for stuff like that because some of my most expensive, holiday platters, it's always holiday platters that I sell. It seems like maybe because that's when people eat the most. But but yeah, the fun thing is though, it did go to Dallas, so it only cost like $8 to ship. So I mean, it went about 12 minutes away. So Christmas.
It would have been epic if Shannon had bought it. That'd be like the craziest thing ever. Okay, I sold a Hershey's Christmas Village train station this week. So if you don't have your holiday stuff up, and we're about to talk Halloween, get it up and get it up now. People are buying, and I'm pricing. This seems cheap, but these aren't all that expensive. So $30, it sells for $30 now. It sells for $30 in November. So we got the right money, and we're very happy. All right, one more segment, then we'll get Shannon in here. There we go. Sometimes they're funny, sometimes they're angry, and sometimes they're just plain weird. Now it's time for the feedback of the week.
All right, so I really like this new segment because I had totally forgotten about it. And Debbie's like, don't forget your feedback. And I don't know, it's kind of one of those like things where you can brag on yourself. This I actually got when I was in Palm Springs. It's one of the only things I sourced, and it sold right away, actually to someone in the Dallas area too. And they said exactly as described. Pete the dog and his humans did a fantastic job. Wrapping for mailing. I think a truck could have run over the box and the pottery mug would not be damaged. So
that is like 5 stars across my chest. I love that.
So that's good. Now mine's going to be the other way.
Oh, no.
All right. So I don't know if we have anyone who can read Spanish right now, but I will translate it for you. This was a Wallflower CD that I sold for €8, which isn't all that much. Mm-hmm. And of course, I was curious to see what wonderful feedback they left me.
Let's see.
The import costs are exaggerated, and when the package arrived, I still had to pay €5.98 more to the postman to leave the package for me. That was their feedback. Now, that is not a true positive feedback. I could have eBay take it away, but why would I? A, it's a positive feedback, and B, unless you read Spanish, you ain't never gonna know what that says. So
that's interesting.
Yeah. Like, don't be mad at me because your government charges you tariffs. That's not. I have nothing to do with that.
That's your fault. Yeah.
But oh well. All right. Usually we do our commercials right now. We're running a little behind, so let's get Shannon right in here, and we will do what's happening later right at the end. So let's see. And now it's time for the Thrifty Business special guest of the week. I almost had it. There we go. So close. So close. How are you, Shannon? What's going on?
It's hot, but I'm excited for Halloween already.
I mean, look at your shirt. You are ready to rock and roll.
Yep. Had to wear a Halloween shirt today.
I love it.
I love that. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of our guest here thing. So, Shannon, one thing, the Thrifting Board has 58,000 members. And so, of course, I don't know all 58,000 members. That would be, my brain would explode. Mm-hmm. And I noticed 3 members in the group. I've always noticed 3 different members in the group. People I actually know in person, people who are helpful, and then people who are jerks. And so when I see someone who I didn't recognize the name before, just want to offer information to help people, I'm always tickled because I've done that my whole online selling career. I've never been one that thinks if I teach others, then I'm going to screw myself as a seller. Like, no, my goal always has been to teach so many people I got nothing else to do. It'll never happen because there's always stuff to be sourced. There's always customers to ship to. So I appreciate you and everyone else that ever takes the time to say, hey, everybody, here's what's hot. And no pun intended, Halloween is hot in July.
It is.
So what, how long you been selling on eBay? Let's start there.
So I actually started in somewhere in the early 2000s. I did it part-time for a year and to earn some extra money, and then quit, did other things, and then came back 3 years ago.
Nice. They always come back.
And when you came back, was it for a reason?
I've had a photography business for the last 13 years, specializing in high school seniors, and it's been kind of starting to die down some. Not as many seniors want photos anymore. So I was looking for something to fill in the income gaps off season.
Okay, so wait, so kids don't want their picture taken anymore? I mean, aren't kids just taking their picture of themselves constantly?
Yeah, but they don't want it done professionally.
What?
I can do some cool things, and they're happy with their cell phones, and they've got the attitude that it's kind of not authentic and pretentious if you go to a professional photographer now.
Wow, I would have never guessed that. That's so funny.
Yeah.
So Shannon, when you were doing it, are they still doing the poses like this?
No. You should have looked. You should have looked at my website before you got on here. You would see what I do.
Oh, shoot. Yes. The one thing I didn't do. I worked on everything else. All right. So when you sold back then and then you left for a while and you came back, were holiday things always a specialty of yours, or is that relatively new?
It's new. Frankly, I don't really remember much about what I sold back then. It's just all kind of a blur. So I don't remember. I didn't hit it as hard as this. I think I was just selling general things I had. But yeah, I've always loved the holidays. And when I started finding some cool things and then seeing that they were selling, it just kind of became my thing, both Halloween and Christmas. A lot of people tease me about it because I'm always looking for it year round. And probably half my store is holidays, but I love it.
Yeah.
So Matt and Aaron, do you guys got any Halloween stuff up right now?
We have a lot of stuff. Someone asked us about a pillowcase that's Snoopy Halloween today. Yeah. So people are looking,
Anytime we see it, we grab it for sure.
Well, part of the hype right now is that all the big box stores, Home Depot and Spirit of Halloween and At Home, Big Lots, all of them have released all of their Halloween items, and people are buying like crazy. I mean, Home Depot is almost sold out of most of their big Halloween items already in July. Yeah. They've actually scrapped their entire marketing for Halloween because they already sold so much. They don't need it.
Can you imagine a holiday so hot that it's sold out 4 months in advance? So the companies don't even have to bother advertising. There's no need. That's so crazy. But that's good for us.
Oh, yeah.
If you can't figure out why that's good for us is when that next person walks into Home Depot in September when we're Halloween decorations and they laugh at them and they're like, nope, Christmas is up. Then they got to come to Shannon and Jason and Matt and Aaron and Andrew to buy their Halloween goods because we're going to have them.
Yes.
Well, it's also they accessorize too. As they're buying the big things, they need smaller things to accessorize their decorations, and they're thinking about it and what they want to decorate their house like. A lot of people with big haunts come up with themes, so they look for all the pieces that go with their themes.
Very cool.
I have a question. We just got an antique booth 2 months ago. It's kind of different than eBay. When would you think is a good time to start putting out Halloween things for an antique booth? Like end of August? I would think in July, maybe. Yeah.
For an antique booth, probably late August, early September, I would think, because I think the majority of people aren't thinking Halloween.
Right. That's what I was kind of thinking.
Those of us that are really into the holidays that are thinking about it now. Everyone else is not going to probably think about it till September. Because when I sell locally, I normally don't seem to start selling any of my stuff locally until September. It seems like when they're starting to think about it.
Very cool.
Well, in Texas, it's got to start getting a little cooler before people.
Yeah,
start
exactly.
fall.
When will that be?
Yes.
Yeah, Edward is saying Dollar General has all their Halloween candy out already. I don't remember ever seeing Halloween candy in July. I don't remember, and that could be very dangerous for those of us who like sweets.
Yeah,
very dangerous. All right, so one thing you said to me is you're the queen of blow-ups, and you just found a Halloween blow-up and just sold it like that. I'll share it in a minute. Where do you find them normally? Like, are you just finding them everywhere? Or are you really have some skill set that you can hunt them out?
Mostly estate sales. I just look in the corner of garage sales. The garage, a lot of times, they normally a lot of times don't advertise them. I just, look at estate sales that seem to have a decent amount of holiday, and that's where I kind of hunt. I've been lucky. I had a estate sale back in, March or April, where I ended up buying 24 inflatables from them.
Whoa.
Wow.
Everything they had. And half of them are Hanukkah inflatables. I'd never seen Hanukkah inflatables before.
That's
So
cool.
those haven't sold yet, but I basically got them in a bulk deal for $10 a piece. I kept a couple for myself.
Shannon, do you have them up on your store yet?
Yeah, they're all up there.
I'm gonna take a look because I'm married to a nice Jewish girl, and she had a business meeting at 4 a.m. this morning, so she's napping right now. So she probably won't see this. So I might go buy her a Hanukkah blow up because we've never had.
I've got a ton of them. I've never seen them, and a couple of them. One of them is 20 feet tall.
Oh,
a Hanukkah bearer with a menorah.
Wow.
That's so fun.
Like I said, I'd never seen it before, but apparently they like to. They had a lot of stuff. They were so happy to get rid of those inflatables. So
awesome.
That cheap. I've already made my money back. I've sold. I've been trying to keep track. I think I've already sold 12 of them. Only one in Hanukkah one. So a couple of Halloweens, couple of Christmas ones in there, and half of them locally too.
Oh, cool.
Small ones always go faster than the big ones.
Now, normally we share the scores in a bit, but this was kind of a bonus because you said, "Oh, I just picked this up," and how quickly did it sell?
2 weeks. So I picked that up at an estate sale for $20.
Nice.
That's awesome. How fun.
That's cute.
And I'm going to guess, needless to say, but it needs to be said, the only way to sell it is to blow it up.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, all my inflatables are in my front yard. Front yard I blow up. Turn them off, so.
I want it.
And good close-ups. You're a photographer, but good close-ups of the lines. These are the things you got to show. The blower.
The bottom of it to see how dirty it is, if it's that dirty, and there's just a little bit of mud. It was, the new ones were selling for about 160, 175, so I figured 100 was still a great ROI.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So since my mom just sold some moving parts ones, she wants to know any moving parts on this one.
No, this one didn't have any moving parts. It just lights up.
Oops.
I do have a really giant, and I will say I had another score in January. I went to the bins actually for my very first time in Dallas, and I went in January, and I saw this big box that looked like a 6-foot nutcracker, but when I opened it up, there were a ton of inflatables stuffed in them. Then I found a second box stuffed with inflatables, and that one was another 20 inflatable score. And one of them ended up being a 16-foot rare one.
Oh man,
so that's up right now. So that one's up for some good money because the really large ones, and that one is animated. That one has Santa and some reindeer that are kind of feeding in the trough.
Oh,
16-foot and animated. That's so neat.
Yeah, a couple of the inflatables sometimes have animation. I kept a couple for myself. We have a corner lot, so I'm gonna fill it up with inflatables this year. Wow. And for Halloween, I just bought one of those gigantic Home Depot 10-foot, not inflatable, but put together plastic spiders for our front yard too. So
nice.
it'll be a cool display this year.
Joe says, I assume these guys are twins. Yes, me and Matthew are twins.
Hey, brother.
How are you, brother?
I'm good. I'm good.
But yeah, we'll see. I bought a ton of inflatables from Lowe's on clearance last year that are still, they've been kind of slow to sell. Like I said, I think sometimes it just depends. Some inflatables seem to go fast. Some of them just seem to sit for a while. So this has just been the inflatable experiment this year.
Yeah.
All right, so that's the big question. When you go buy the stuff on clearance the day after the holiday, no matter what holiday, are you there when they open? Are you waiting in line? Because I missed it all last year. I was there like midday. I'm like, there ain't nothing here already.
It was actually a week before Christmas.
Oh, wow. They're already in clearance a week before Christmas?
They were half off. So I was there the day it went 50% off and just spent my day going to every Lowe's in the area looking for them.
Wow.
So I got most of them for 15 to 20 bucks. So I got about 15.
All right, so Matt and Aaron, do you guys do any blow-ups in your yard? I mean, for decor?
No, I wanted to get the at Walker.
Yes.
It sold out quickly. I see there's a really popular, like, ginormous skeleton.
Yep.
Back this year was really popular last year,
Mhm.
maybe because everyone was at home, so everyone wanted to decorate. And
We did sell some blow-ups. So we sold a blow-up palm tree that had a little
Christmas
monkey, Christmas lights around it, and a little monkey hanging in it.
yeah.
Mhm.
That was really fun. It was very tempting to keep that and blow it up in our dining
Yeah, there's
room.
a Facebook book. There's a Facebook group for that 12-foot skeleton. There's 10,000 people in it, and that's how Home Depot sold out. Is that group and an adjoining Halloween decorating group.
Wow.
Imagine creating just one product of a million products you sell that people are like, we have to have a Facebook book just for this product.
Just that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's gold for a company. I mean, that's just amazing. So, Shannon, do you keep any of the blow-ups yourself and put them out, or do you just see money too much? Okay.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
that's a $100 blow-up. We're not putting it out.
Oh, no. For Halloween, I found at that one with the Hanukkah inflatables, there is a blow-up cat. He's holding a mummy in his mouth, and his head goes back and forth.
Oh, I love that.
That'll go with my Jack Skellington inflatable that has a kaleidoscope inside it, and then the other side of our yard will have the spider, so it'll be cute and scary because I have a 5-year-old, so can't go as scary as I want. And Christmas, we already have we love Frosty and Rudolph, so we have a Frosty the Snowman inflatable and a 16-foot Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and Santa and Bumble inflatable we've had for several years. But
Bumble Browns.
Yeah,
Bumble is our favorite character.
Yeah.
We love him.
yeah, we have a whole Frosty and Rudolph collection of little. I also get a lot of the Gimme animated plush too. So we have a few of Rudolph. I keep finding them, and I keep it every time I find Rudolph. They have so many different ones.
You should post it once you set everything up, and we could start like a whole thread of just blow-ups. And I would love to see everybody's stuff. So
Yeah,
that'd be great.
Yeah, but yeah, I two of the new and Christmas inflatables I kept. There's one that's Santa in a helicopter and the propeller turns around.
Oh, I love that one.
With the elves jumping out of the helicopter, and then there was a second inflatable was a polar bear with a bunch of babies crawling on her back, doing silly things. So so far we have like 4 inflatables for Christmas right now.
I love it.
So it'll be nice display. And who knows? It depends on. I may find something else and something gets replaced. You just never know.
It's kind of like our Tiki Mug collection. Like the shelves are full, and so we always buy new things that we like, and we look, okay, what don't we like no more? Oh, we don't like that, and that's going to go get sold now. So, all right. So you have a husband, and some spouses help out. Some spouses don't like people who sell. So do you have a husband? Does your husband help out? Is he any part of the business, or is it just all you?
I do have a husband. The only part of the business he's a part of is he loves his own G.I. Joe's, his favorite thing. So when Target did Target exclusives, he went all over the city looking for the G.I. Joe's to grab 2 so he could keep one and we'd sell one. So it'd essentially pay for it, So
we fully understand that. That's always
collection.
good. When your spouse fully understands how it works, that's always very good, whether they help you or not. But I do know from the notes, you guys like to go to Comic-Cons and do cosplay.
Yep.
So,
We do. We have couples outfits. We have our Princess Bride outfit where he's, of course, the man in black, and I've got my giant red riding dress for Buttercup, and also have
your husband was going to be Andre the Giant.
No, he looks
7.5.
He looks good with the mask for sure. He looks good with the mask. We have a Firefly. I don't know if you know the sci-fi TV show Firefly.
I know it, but I've never seen it.
Yeah. So we have a cosplay for that for Wash and Zoe, and he loves Farscape, so we have a Farscape cosplay. Which that one's not my favorite because I have to wear a black wig for it. So.
All right. So do you travel? Do you go to just Comic-Cons within like Texas, or do you go to the ones around the country?
Just the ones in Dallas.
Okay. And so is that a sourcing opportunity?
I've never tried it before. Really. I mean, yeah, I haven't tried it before. So I'm not, it always seems like they're pretty high price at the conventions. That we've glanced at old toys, and it just seems like they're close to eBay prices most of the time.
Nice. That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, because they're kind of like toy shows in a way.
Yeah.
I figure there's got to be some gem that, I always, when I go to Tiki events, every vendor thinks their stuff is priced right. And so for me, it's like a challenge. Like, all right, let me find the vendor that had their stuff priced wrong. And there was one a couple of years ago at Tiki Oasis where they were selling mugs by somebody I didn't even recognize. And she's like, do you want them all? They're $5 each. And I didn't take them all. And they end up being $100 mugs.
No,
yeah, I'm an idiot. I took a couple, but I'd already spent so much money. I'm like, I don't need like 7 of these. And then I sold one. I'm like, oh, I left hundreds of dollars behind.
I may have to look next time. Dallas has a crazy amount of vintage toy people. We actually have 3 different full-time vintage brick and mortar toy stores. So they're always hustling to get those vintage toys and have their people out looking for it. So most of the time I don't even try to get some of the vintage toys. It's hard to, I know what they are, but there's always a line of people at every estate sale for them if it's shown in the pictures.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep. I've been in some of those lines for sure.
Yep. and a lot of times they are priced eBay pricing too. It's kind of, you just kind of have to luck out.
Mm-hmm. True story.
Now, have you been at estate sales on the last day and still found some good Halloween stuff?
I was actually on vacation in Wyoming this past week, so I haven't been to any estate sales in a couple of weeks. And we're just about to go visit some family in Atlanta.
Now, when in Wyoming, did you do any sourcing?
Unfortunately, I could not. When we landed, we were in Idaho Falls, and we passed a Goodwill, and I was kind of like, I want to go in. But we didn't have a chance. And then my mother-in-law lives in a very tiny town in Wyoming, and there are 0 thrift stores in that town.
That's a bummer. A vacation.
They used to own the only thrift store, pretty much. Is that a popcorn?
Yeah.
Yes, we actually picked it up at an estate sale.
Melted plastic, yeah, popcorn, yeah, cool.
And we picked this up on the first day, though. I was about to say that.
I've just been finding the Halloween at thrift stores lately. I mean, I showed you the one before.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Corner there, a little. Oops. Let's see if I can get her.
Oh, cutie.
She's so cute.
Yeah, but a little 80s one, and she makes noise and moves. So yeah.
Now, is she going to be listed or is she being kept?
I just listed her today.
All right.
So she's up.
Hey, Shannon, some people wanted to see your website. Do you mind if I show it?
Oh, sure. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, so if you guys are in the Texas, Dallas area and want some pictures taken, it's Shannon.
Go to galleries.
Galleries.
And then senior portfolio.
Nice.
I'll check it.
Ooh la la.
Those are beautiful.
Oh, they're cool.
Yeah, I try to make it look like magazine photos.
Oh,
That's
yeah, this is way different than when we were kids.
Yeah. Click on the one with the athlete with the sky. Yeah, that one. That's one of my favorites.
Wow, nice.
That's a real sky. There was a storm coming in, so
Epic.
That is
a lot of people think I Photoshop my skies, but I don't.
No, I don't think that.
Yeah, I love this barn shot too. That's great.
Very
Yeah,
Texas.
so.
Nice work.
Yeah, back in my day, there was like a mirror, and you'd lay on it.
Or a
smile.
face, a face.
Oh, these doors are amazing.
Yep.
Is that local?
Yeah, it's called the McKinney Cotton Mill. It's a 100-year-old denim factory. They have events there and offices, and weddings take place there. So, yeah, I love those doors.
Very cool.
The website address is shannonmatsonphotography.com.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
So basically that with .com. There you go, everybody. Yeah, she is very talented. Amazing. Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm so glad you yelled at me. I forgot to look at your website because amazing.
That's why I wanted you to see that it's not what you think. It's more like magazine photos.
Yeah.
So,
That is awesome. Well done.
thank you.
All right, so let's look at some of your scores and duds because there's something that's going to happen that has never happened before.
Really?
Yeah. Where am I? Okay. So let's talk about this dud.
Yep.
Oops. Now this one, I'm like, I thought it was just a statue, and then I'm like, oh wait, there's a video. Hold please. Yeah. And then I hit the video, and this is so cool.
Yeah. I just saw it and I thought it looked really cool, and I'm kind of amazed it's been sitting there.
Now, how long's it been up?
Almost 2 years now.
Holy cow.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love it.
good job for putting a
I
video.
thought there'd be someone who would want it just because it's so different.
Yeah, for sure.
I see what you're saying, but no.
That face.
Yeah, it's awesome. So 2 years. So all right. So Sky Dawn 74 with an E.
Mm-hmm.
If that floats your boat, if that's something that you want to get.
Pick it up.
And then your other dud. Oops.
No, that's not a dud.
No, it isn't.
Nope. You're doing
There we go.
there we go.
Ooh, you would like that, Jason.
Oh yeah, because that's why I said something that's never been done. I've never bought the guest dud while we were talking.
Oh, what?
Oh, what? You're buying it?
Hell yeah.
Oh, well, thank you.
Hell yeah. And here's why I'm buying it.
Why?
Because this is epic.
That's awesome. That's scary.
Well, thank you, Jason.
My office is all creepy clowns.
Oh.
So my assistant hates it. And so when she walks into work and this is going on, she'll probably quit.
I love it.
Well, it's got the carnival music too. So
Yeah,
and the rapping.
So
There's a
yes,
lot.
I've never ever bought a guest dud, but I saw that. I'm like, I have to have those.
Thank you.
I must have those because that's not a dud at all. I want to give it a good life.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Now you got to buy everyone's duds. It's a tradition. I was kidding.
Yeah, I was like, all right. Whoever's we haven't got our guest yet for next week. Whoever guest next week, come up with a good dud. I'll buy it.
Make it really expensive.
All right, so let's talk about your scores now because that's even more fun. But your dud just became a score. See, you just got to
Thank
find
you.
the right customer. I happen to be that customer.
Right. So I'm always looking for Gimme. This one I found in a Salvation Army actually about a couple weeks ago. It sold in 6 hours because apparently it's a rare design. It's just a dinky little floating reaper, but someone I'm part of several collectors groups for Halloween, so I put it in there because I couldn't find it anywhere, and that's when they told me it was definitely rare. So I just threw a high price out there, and bam, it was sold.
That's awesome.
I love that.
And you probably see I add a lot of video to my listings. I just think it really helps sell so much. It's so easy to do.
So smart, and you do it so well. So
thank you.
I would have thought that this would be so overplayed that I would have never even looked at this.
Yes.
I actually this was in my death pile for a little while with a big score I have in my area. There's a lot of people throwing out stuff on bulk pickup day and some curb alerts, and this couple of miles away from me was downsizing, and they literally had an entire attic full of Halloween from the 90s that they just threw out. And this is one of them, and I've been earning money off that ever since. But I saw a post someone made with one of these masks sold for $2,000 because it's a really rare one. Yeah.
What? All right.
Yeah.
I gotta rethink some things. This
So
Halloween.
I went and I remembered I had 2 of these masks. I'm like, I better go look them up. And she clued me into a website that goes over all the different designs and the markings and the things you look for the designs to figure out, what it's worth.
Very cool.
So
Mark's got a good question for you. Do you source at Walgreens or CVS for the holidays?
normally not. I haven't looked in there too much. I've done some in Spirit Halloween. I did last year in Spirit Halloween. There's again, being a part of a lot of Facebook holiday groups helps a lot because you start hearing about things and you get tipped off by what's the hot thing this year. And last year it was a Mike Myers statue, and I had to go to a lot of Spirit Halloween stores. I bought it.
Canadian actor? That's so funny.
That's where my mind.
But it was a little dinky little 12-inch statue that I'd buy with a coupon for like $25, $30, and I was selling for $100 to $150. And I think I sold it 5 times. I kept finding them and kept selling them.
Wow.
So again, being part of some Facebook groups helps a lot. That's how I found out about it. They were talking about it.
So Cali Girl wants to know if you can put Steve Video in your title, and you can.
Yes.
Sometimes you run out of room because you got to have really important words, but for things that you want the customer to see it, yes, you can definitely put Steve Video in your title.
Usually I just put video in capital letters because a lot of times I want to use all my keywords I can.
Okay, so tonight was the first. I bought the dud from the guest, but also I can't tell you the last time that when a guest sent me a score, I've sold the same thing. I don't know if that's ever happened, but I've sold this teddy bear before. I got it in a plush grouping, and I thought it was a dud, and someone said, no, that's a good one. And as you can see, you sold yours for $40. I think I sold mine for about the same.
Nice. Yep. I just saw it's candy corn. I don't buy a lot of Build-A-Bear because I think most of them are duds, but I look for the unusual ones and usually look them up in the store. But that was a thrift store. I think I got it for $3.
Nice. Very nice.
All right, Kathy's got a good question. Do you test the blow-ups at the sale before you buy them, or just hope?
I test that the motor works at the estate sale. I will say I did have a couple of duds a few weeks ago. I went to estate sale, and ironically, it was the same people that ran the estate sale with all the Hanukkah inflatables. They recognized me, and they're like, "We've got some inflatables back here." So I thought I had some old scores. All the motors worked, but I got them home and they wouldn't inflate completely. And that is an issue with older inflatables. When you get into the early to mid 2000s, sometimes, they just wear out eventually. But it's not a complete dud because I usually will cut off the inflatable and then I sell the motor. Because people will buy the inflatable motor to replace theirs when it breaks down.
That's interesting. Oh, cool.
So I've already sold a couple. I haven't sold these. I haven't listed them, but I sold a couple months ago because the yardinflatables.com sells replacement motors, but they were out for the last 4 months.
Oh, good to know.
Just finally got in some motors, so I was able to sell a couple of those motors for like $35, $40 a piece.
Wow.
So it's still something, but that's always a little bit of a chance you take with inflatables is. That you just may get one that won't inflate enough.
Yeah.
All right, so we got 2 big ones to end on, but before we do that, we're gonna do a little bit of quick housekeeping here, and then we're gonna show the 2 most awesome ones that I had to get out of Worth Point to share with you guys. So, real quick, who is our co-host? What's that? What's this YouTube channel? Pete's Treasures.
Pete's Treasures, we dabble in the YouTubes, and we would love to have you guys visit our channel. We tend to do lots of different types of videos, a lot of thrift hauls. I love to show what we buy to sell, so I do a lot of thrift hauls, a little shop with me, a little vlogging. Last night I did an alcohol.
How did I miss this? Oh my gosh, I have to watch this right away.
Got some cool things.
Some arbitrage so he can get paid to drink.
Exactly. Who doesn't want that? So yeah, come join us. Come subscribe to Pete's Treasures and join in the fun. And yeah.
How many minutes?
All right. We are selling now on Pop Shop Live. We have committed to a Wednesday night show moving forward, we think. So on Wednesdays at 7 o'clock, you can find us on Pop Shop Live. We hang out, sell some plush toys, and it really has turned into just like a fun hangout with people who enjoy that kind of community. So it's been really fun.
We've just had a lot of fun, and it's such a great, refreshing platform. You know, the shipping deal is awesome. You $5.99 and you can just fill your cart. So you can buy on Pop Shop, and it's a free app. Some people are confused, or I've had a few people ask me, Pop Shop Live is a free app, and you just use that code to find us. So yeah, come hang out with us on 7 p.m. Central Time
on Wednesdays.
Awesome. All right. So I'm insane. I decided to do 17 shows this weekend. So here we are tonight with Shannon. And then tomorrow I'm popping into Nay's show. She is talking about 10 MCM bolos. I don't think it's Man Crush Monday. I think it's Mid-Century Modern.
Yeah.
So I have some chairs and some lighting I'm going to be sharing tomorrow. So tune into, that's on Naylo's Thrift Talk. That's at 2 p.m. Eastern. And then, oops, sorry, I forgot about this. We'll get back to that in a second. Tomorrow night, if you're in the Secret Beach, I'm going to teach you how to list on Discogs. And the most convoluted, complicated thing is how to set up your shipping. I finally figured it out, so I'm going to give it to you step by step. And Discogs takes 2 seconds to list. You scan your barcode, you tell the condition, you tell the price, and that's it. No pictures, no other BS, and you can ship worldwide, and it's super duper easy. So that's tomorrow night in the Secret Beach. And then on Saturday, the Secret Beach, my buddy Sasha and I, we always talk about people who claim online that video games don't sell, CDs don't sell, music doesn't sell. So he's teaching us about video games, and he jokingly said, let's call it Video Games Don't Sell. I said, oh, I like that. Video games don't sell. Just kidding. They sell really well. So that's on Saturday, the Secret Beach. And then Mom and I are talking about Terapeak on Sunday. Now, you may say, hey, Jay, you and your mom talked about Terapeak in May. And I'm like, yes, we did. However, eBay changed a lot of stuff in the last 2 weeks. And some of it's a little bit confusing because it screwed me up a couple times, so I can see how it's screwing people up. But once you understand it, it's actually a lot of good new content that they've added. So we're going to go over the new things, and then we're going to actually, Mom's, if you recall, Mom's internet wasn't working. I know, shocker, but we couldn't get her shortcut set up on her phone for Terapeak, so we will do that on Sunday.
Nice.
All right, let's talk about this swarthy pirate. Where did you find this awesomeness?
Facebook Marketplace for $20.
$20? Who sells it for $20? That's like a quarter.
Someone moved out of town for a job, and they left their friend to sell the contents of their house. So she was just wanting to get rid of it. It was missing the hand and the sword, and one of the moving arms was broken, but otherwise it worked. I actually thought it was going to be a dud because it took 1.5 years to sell. Finally, someone in Oklahoma bought it, and they drove 4 hours to come pick it up.
Wow.
Because it also would not. There's these big gimme animatronics are supposed to break down where they fit into the box, and it wouldn't go down all the way. So shipping was astronomical for it. I never thought I'd get rid of it. So I was so happy when he came to get it. But at least I got good money on it.
Yeah.
That is awesome, but even more awesome is this guy.
Heads up here.
Well, you want to know what's even more awesome about him?
Yeah.
He was free.
Nice. That's the best.
That's even better than a Peggy quarter.
So like I said, I drive around here in my area on bulk trash pickup day, and I just pulled up to a house, and they had 3 full-size animatronics and 10 Limax houses and some other different decor sitting out just in the trash. So this was one of the 3 I grabbed. One of them was partially working, so I sold it locally for $60. This one fully works, so I had to kind of dismantle him to fit him into a wardrobe box so he could be shipped. And I was a little stressed out with him being shipped. I will say I don't like selling things this big because they're really tough to package small enough for a decent shipping price. But he worked fully. And then there's a 3rd one I'm still trying to sell, which is the Wicked Witch of the West, which does not work, but it's still a full-size kind of prop. So I'm waiting on someone
I love the fact that when his head's up, you can see like the blood and guts of the neck. You know, that's going that extra mile to make it really extra creepy.
Yeah, it's on my YouTube channel, the video for it. He screams, his mouth moves too, and he talks. And so it was
so awesome. Well, Shannon, I want to thank you for coming on because I think a lot of people knew that they should be looking for Halloween, but not that they should be listening to it right now. And I mean, I love how you're just driving around, you're finding stuff, you're digging through estate sales, garage sales. And yeah, most people overlook those blow-ups at garage sales and estate sales because if it's not in what they like, they never even think about it beyond that. So,
but it's got to be the right price too, because sometimes they're way overpriced too, and I won't get it. I'm usually, because I've been doing selling. I've been gathering inflatables enough now that I kind of know what price point I want to buy them at, depending on their size and when they were made and who made it and subject. So I mean, there's a lot of factors.
That's so cool.
All right, so we're going to end on this because to go along with that, Aaron has taken up the lead on a BOLO list in the Thrifting Board. And so a whole bunch of different topics. And when did you do this Halloween one?
Oh, so we did this past Sunday.
So it was just a weird coincidence.
Yes. I was like, you know what?
Because you weren't my co-host by Sunday yet. So it was just like, let's work on Halloween.
Exactly. In my mind, I was thinking, Halloween will be here before we know it. This is when people need to look out for it. So you just heard a lot of examples of what kinds of things sell regarding Halloween. And I know some of you are probably thinking like, oh, well, I've sold this. Please find the Bolo Beach post. We try to post every Wednesday and Sunday. Sometimes it's a little different. But just look up the hashtag Bolo Beach. And this was the most recent one. Think of Halloween items you've sold. And if it's not a brand, the fact that she said Blowups, that would be a good hint. It doesn't necessarily have to be a brand. But when we all help each other, it puts money in our pockets. And we have about 26 categories so far. I don't know what next Sunday's theme is going to be. But yeah, find the hashtag. And you know what? You can go through all of the previous Bolo Beach posts and fill in any information you have. So.
Awesome.
But with inflatables, Gimme sells the best of all of them.
Yep.
Gimme again.
All right, so Shannon, thank you. Matt and Aaron, thank you guys. Andrew, thanks for coming over. And we're going to go get some rum cocktails, and we will end with this because now I've got the sound queued up. I cannot wait to get these. I cannot wait. It's going to be such an awesome addition to the office.
Yeah.
Thank you again.
Oh, you're so welcome. All right, everybody. Thank you very much. Secret Beachers, we'll see you tomorrow and Sunday. And everyone else, I'll see you on Nay's show tomorrow. And then Mom and I will be back. We're talking all the new features of Terapeak that will help you, especially like the stuff Shannon finds. There's not 1,000 of those guys with the heads coming off. So sometimes you got to go into Terapeak and look back a year and see what they're selling for, especially holiday stuff. You want to know what the price was 2 weeks before the holiday because that's when it's the hottest. So you make that price right now, and then you will get top dollar for your items. So with that, I bid you all adieu. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful evening. Bye, everybody.
Bye.